Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to have you here as we explore a fascinating topic, the Stoic truth about revenge. Today, we'll look at why seeking revenge is often unnecessary and how life's natural consequences tend to handle justice better than we can. We'll discuss how our instincts push us to get even, but that true wisdom lies in understanding the power of patience and acceptance. So, let's dive in and discover what the Stoics teach us about this timeless issue. Karma, as we'll explore today, is not about some mystical fate that decides our lives. Instead, it's about the natural unfolding of our actions and choices. The Stoics, including figures like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, understood this idea centuries ago. They believed that the true consequence of our actions isn't something external or supernatural, but something that happens inside us. When we do harm or act unjustly, the real punishment comes from within: guilty conscience, loss of peace, and a breakdown of our integrity. These are inevitable outcomes of harmful actions, and they reflect the natural order of human life. What we often call karma is really this natural process, an internal response to our behavior, not some external force. Today, I'll share 5 signs that this process is already at work in your life or the lives of those who hurt you. We'll look at these signs through the lens of psychology and Stoic wisdom, reinforcing the idea that karma is about how we naturally respond and grow, not some mystical retribution. This understanding ties into the overall theme of personal responsibility and the power we hold to shape our own destiny through our choices. Their restless mind becomes their prison. The first punishment they face is invisible to the eye. It happens inside their own mind. Even though they might appear to move on quickly after betraying or deceiving someone, outwardly smiling, laughing, or posting cheerful images online, underneath it all, their thoughts are unsettled. Their mind is never at peace. They find it hard to sit still, so they drown out that inner noise with distractions, jumping from one relationship to another, attending parties, or engaging in various habits, anything to silence the chaos inside. But no matter how far they run or how many distractions they chase, they can't escape themselves or what they've done. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." And that's exactly what happens here. When someone chooses cruelty, deceit, or manipulation, they stain their soul. Their conscience begins to turn against them, replaying their actions during quiet, lonely nights. This internal turmoil makes their laughter feel forced and their joy fleeting. They live with a constant paranoia, fearing others will betray them just as they betrayed others. And their punishment? It's relentless, a restless mind that never grants them peace or true relief. This is the true cost of their actions, an internal prison that no one else can see but that they live with every day. As we move into this slide, I want to focus on how those who cause harm gradually lose their peace of mind. You see, peace of mind is arguably the deepest human desire, more valuable than wealth, fame, or success. When someone harms others, it might seem like they're winning in the moment, but in reality, they start losing their inner calm, little by little. It often begins subtly with vague feelings of uneasiness, irritability, or a short temper. These small signs are like warning lights that something is off. As time goes on, these feelings grow more intense, leading to anxiety, insomnia, or even a compulsive need to numb themselves through various means, like alcohol, drugs, or toxic relationships. I think it's important to remember what Seneca pointed out. The punishment of a guilty man is to live with himself. This highlights that the real suffering isn't just external consequences, but the internal torment they carry. The wounds they inflict on their own soul fester quietly, gradually robbing them of joy, peace, and contentment. Ironically, in hurting you, they believed they were breaking you down. But the truth is, the biggest damage falls on them. They damage their own ability to feel peace and rest. They become condemned to chase after distractions and temporary fixes, while you, on the other hand, still have the chance to heal and grow. So this slide reminds us that harm done to others can be a double-edged sword. Ultimately, it's the harmer who suffers the greatest loss of peace. When someone chooses to lie, cheat, or manipulate, it's important to understand that these behaviors don't happen in a vacuum. No, they tend to repeat themselves over time, and eventually, the world around them starts to notice. This means friends begin to distrust them, and lovers hesitate to get close. Even family members can grow tired of the ongoing games and deception. What once seemed like charm or popularity can quickly fade because people start sensing that something's off. As Epictetus once said, "When you want to know who someone really is, watch how they treat others." That's a powerful reminder. Our actions toward others reveal our true character. And people are always watching, always connecting the dots. Over time, the person who lies and manipulates finds themselves surrounded not by genuine friends, but by distance, suspicion, and silence. This is what I like to think of as karma in its purest form: isolation. They've built walls of deceit around themselves, but those walls eventually close in. And in the end, they're left truly alone, only with themselves. So what this teaches us is that dishonesty and manipulation don't just hurt others. Ultimately, they isolate the betrayer from everyone else. When we look at the collapse of ambitions, one of the harshest external consequences is when their dreams start to unravel. Success that's built on dishonesty, no matter how fast it rises, simply cannot last. It's like a castle on sand, impressive at first, but ultimately destined to fall because of its own fragility. You see, there's often a crumbling surface beneath that ambitious facade. What looks like strength can hide significant dishonesty and structural weaknesses, and these weaknesses make the entire structure vulnerable. Eventually, that inevitable collapse happens, and everything built on a shaky foundation comes crashing down. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself daily that wealth, power, and fame are fleeting. They're not entirely within our control, and fortune is inherently unstable. When someone abuses their position or acts dishonestly to harm others, life tends to gradually strip away what they've clung to so desperately. So, in the bigger picture, this reminds us that external success, especially when built on dishonesty, is never truly secure. It's a fragile illusion, and the true strength lies in integrity and resilience, not in fleeting external gains. Let's talk about what happens when ambition starts to unravel. When careers begin to crumble, it's often because professional paths falter and opportunities seem to disappear right before our eyes. You might have once felt confident that doors would open easily, but suddenly, those doors remain shut, no matter how much effort you put in. This isn't just about lost jobs or missed chances. It also affects relationships, both personal and professional, breaking down under the pressure. The things people once flaunted as untouchable, like success, reputation, or influence, start slipping through their fingers. And here's the harsh truth. When success is built without integrity, it's fragile. The collapse is brutal because it exposes the fundamental reality that what is gained without honesty and ethics cannot be truly sustained. It's a sobering reminder that integrity isn't just a moral ideal, it's the foundation for lasting achievement. Now let's talk about the final and perhaps most daunting aspect of facing oneself. The ultimate punishment, the one no one can truly escape, is being left alone with your true self. When all the noise, crowds, distractions, busyness fades away, what's really left? You. And for those who have built their lives on betrayal or dishonesty, facing that mirror becomes almost unbearable. As Seneca famously said, "A guilty conscience never feels secure." That inner sense of guilt or shame is something we can't easily escape. We might try to drown it out with pleasures or fill our time with endless activity, but ultimately, silence has a way of revealing the truth. This is why so many people who have something to hide are terrified of stillness. Because in stillness, guilt surfaces, and it forces us to confront what we've been avoiding. It's a powerful reminder that, no matter how much we try to hide from ourselves, we can't outrun our own conscience forever. And here lies the great paradox of our human experience. While some people remain trapped in the prison of their past mistakes, regrets, or hurts, you have the power to rise above that. You are free to move forward, to build peace within yourself, to develop strength, and to create a future that's different from what's behind you. Their prison is rooted in being haunted by conscience, weighed down by past actions or wrongdoings that they can't seem to let go of. Meanwhile, Your freedom comes from choosing not to be defined by those past events, but instead to focus on growth and positive change. Now, the Stoics teach us an important truth here about revenge. They remind us that revenge is actually unnecessary because life itself, in a way, punishes dishonorable actions far more effectively than we ever could. When someone wrongs us, holding on to revenge only prolongs our suffering. Instead, by embodying virtues like forgiveness and integrity, we allow life's natural justice to take its course, often more deeply and meaningfully than any act of revenge ever could. So, this paradox challenges us to rise above the temptation to retaliate and to trust that true justice and inner peace come from maintaining our integrity, not from revenge. It's a powerful reminder that we hold the key to our freedom, even when others seem trapped by their past. Now, let's explore what true victory really means. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy." This is such a powerful reminder that real strength comes from maintaining your integrity, even when others may try to provoke you. Your main task isn't to seek justice in the traditional sense, but to protect your own soul from bitterness and resentment. While karma will take its course, our focus should be on growth, on rising above the negativity and living with honor. Because at the end of the day, true victory isn't about watching others fall or getting revenge. It's about building a life rooted in peace, strength, and freedom, while those who wrong us remain trapped by their own actions. This perspective aligns perfectly with the overall theme of our presentation, about cultivating resilience and integrity regardless of external circumstances. And it reminds us that real victory is internal. It's about who we choose to become, not who we can defeat.